We hasn't betting my league. Saso figure gada. Baby unga hambi.
Hello, and welcome to the Nothing But Football podcast, a podcast about beauty tips, nice hats. Now just play. Welcome to the Nothing But Football podcast. We chat about everything football related. And just before we get into that, let me introduce my friends and co-hosts. To my immediate right, I got the man out here with the LA Dodger hat, Mr. Potion.
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Cool. He lets some people call him Mpo, who don't know the criteria.
Everyone calls you that. That's my government name.
How you doing, boy?
Man, I'm alright, bro. Weekends aren't so tough anymore.
Yeah. When your team's doing better, what you mean?
My guys are doing better, bro. I've got to show love to them.
Show love. And to my further right, I've got the man, the myth, Uncle Curtis. How you doing, boy?
Football is good, dog.
Are you back? Are you watching again? Because at the
you know what I'm loving about this new football thing, man?
Yeah.
As much as I didn't like Arteta at a certain stage, our niggas are busy killing people on the pitch over there. They give it to us, we give it back. We want some now. What? We're no more as naive as we were once.
All right. And look. I think that's a good sort of topic to go through for this episode, right? In terms of managers, right? Because managers go through the highs and go through the lows. We love them, we hate them, and let's just go on it. So speaking of managers, let's first start at the game of the weekend. Billed as the game of the weekend, the Manchester derby, right? There's probably two managers in different positions, right? Pep seen as a great manager. His only drawback is that he hasn't won the Champions League for the third time. Yeah, and then Ole, who's called a PE teacher and that kind of thing. Let's speak towards the fortunes of the managers and also just looking at the games, right? So let me start with you, Mr. Poe. Did Ole show up?
You know what, bro? I genuinely do feel sorry for him. Because these do or die moments like that he's had, it's against a Manchester City side that I think is arguably the best side in the Premier League. Okay, let's not even think of Europe. Let's just say Premier League for now. So it was a tough test. Going 2-0. Yeah, it's not too bad, but the score doesn't really say much about, what happened in the game. So I feel bad for Ole, but maybe this is the Arsenal fan inside of me who enjoys this entertainment. I mean, we gotta praise God. I gotta quote Kanye West here. We gotta praise God, though. We've been blessed with some entertaining moments in life. Yeah. You guys aren't as loud. So, bruh,
whenever
praise
a Man
God.
United fan is quiet, it's beautiful.
Praise God.
Not you, Lucas. You're not that bad.
Yeah.
Besides your ref takes, but when the rest of them are quiet, I love it. I love it. And from my point of view, when I look at Ole, the reason Man United are playing the way they're playing right now is because they signed Cristiano Ronaldo and didn't sign a CDM. Yeah. Now we're still playing Frederick McTominay. Sure. And it was something, I forgot where I saw this one, and they were talking about how to unleash Pogba. For 6-7 years, he's been at Man United now, and United still don't know how to get the best out of Pogba. Yeah. And then I think they were interviewing Cellini, and then Cellini and them said, when he played at Juventus, they saw, Pogba's a great player. Yeah. But then his biggest problem is he doesn't concentrate a lot. Yeah. His concentration's bad, Then what ends up happening with Pogba, you have to put him around experienced players. Yeah. So in that Juventus squad, it was Pirlo, Cellini, who was in midfield? Like a bunch of experienced
Marquisio.
And players like that. And then they were like, Vidal, he played with Vidal at one stage as well.
Yeah, he played off the left wing. Conte played that 3-5-2. So in the center was Marquinhos, Vidal, and... No, he was.
And then what happened is what they told...
With Conte.
Yeah, and then what
they said... Vidal was there.
And what they said with Pogba, you know what? Do you in the center of midfield. Sure. You have no responsibility. Yeah. You just do you. And that's what they should have done a long time ago. And you guys still don't have a strong CDM 6 years down the line. Yeah. Because they kept on saying, I think it was Scholes, Pogba is the type of player that has to have a person tell him, hey, you, stop doing those stupid things.
100%. 100%.
He's like, at 35 years old, he'll be saying, and that's the first time I agree with Paul Scholes.
Sure.
At 35 years old, he'll be saying, hey, you, stop trying to prove that you're strong. We know you're strong.
Like, you
Things
good.
simply.
You good.
And that's the way I look at it.
But gents, to you both from an Ollie perspective, right? I'm still Ollie in, but like, who cares?
So am I.
But
So am I.
But like, against City at home, the next home game after losing 5-0 to Liverpool, it's one shot on target.
But City owned you guys. Like, it's not like you guys really have, things under control. That's what happened with us. This is exactly what happened with us.
The best way I can put it, man. We got 5 by City. We got 5. You only considered 2.
Sure, you got 5 at the Emirates. I mean, at the Etihad. This is Old Trafford after you just took 5 to Liverpool. One shot on target.
You have to rebuild, man. Like,
But who provides the ball? McTominay.
Fair enough.
Pogba didn't start that game, did he?
Yeah, Pogba wasn't.
I think it's the last game of his
Dude, he
suspension.
wasn't even in the squad. They can't blame this guy for anything. They blamed Fred. I saw, what's his name? Roy Keane. It always amazes me how the British players of a certain hue escape, criticism, especially from the Man United legends. They're very critical of everyone. But, certain players escape, that...
Which players escape? Who should be criticized?
McTominay.
I believe McTominay should be criticized. I believe Maguire.
For that game, McTominay.
For that game...
Or in general?
For that game, I feel... Dude, they owned you guys as a squad.
Okay.
It was like they ran a train on you, basically. They just lined you guys up and just... I don't know. But basically... Yeah, like, dude, you guys did nothing, bro. They even said it was... what Jesse Lingard's brother apparently was saying that I didn't know they show practice games on Sky Sports. That's what he said on Instagram.
Yeah.
And that's another fact. You guys have guys like Jesse Lingard. You have Donny van de Beek, which I feel like this would have been the perfect moment to you.
Alex Telles. There's
Telles.
Guys that don't get games.
Yeah. I feel like this is the time, especially when Pogba gets a red card, this is the time to experiment with your squad. Yeah, I understand all is in danger. But, bruh, do something, bruh.
Even how you feeling on that? Because, man, there's a lot of weak links in that team. I don't mean to say weaklings, but what did one person say? They said Roy Keane, Scott McTominay, he's still learning, and some guy was like, he's 25. He's 20. You're not learning at 25 anymore. You're not like Jesse Lingard broke into the team at 25, and they weren't saying he's learning. They're saying, he just might have reached maturity. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on, but players like Scott McTominay and things like that need to leave that squad.
Yeah. So tell me now, this is the question I have, right? Going towards the managers, because there's a lot of talk to say United squad is a good squad, and I believe that too. And there's a lot of talk to say if it was a different manager, you'd see better from the squad.
No.
You don't think so?
No
Okay.
CDM. You're going to get there and who's going to be covering? Like, look at every strong Premier League squad right now. All of them have a very good CDM. And when they're without that CDM, they lose. Chelsea have Kante. Arsenal got Thomas Partey. Liverpool have got Fabinho.
Yeah.
And City have got Fernandinho.
And Rodri, yeah.
And Rodri. We go United and we're saying,
Fred McTominay.
Fred and McTominay.
Yeah.
Nah? Fred is okay with another pressing team member in his team. Nah?
Yeah.
But what does McTominay do? He doesn't receive the ball in critical positions. He doesn't look comfortable.
McTominay is way better than Fred.
But he doesn't look comfortable in receiving. Fred is at least brave enough to take the ball on.
I was going to actually say that.
You think Fred is braver on the ball than McTominay?
Yes. No, to receive the ball in tough positions. McTominay is never available for...
Oh, okay.
He's never available for that pass.
Yes,
he takes the safe route.
Yes.
And aren't you United? Why are you taking the safe route?
100%. Okay, I give you on that. I think he's better on the ball than Fred. But, he doesn't make himself available from passes.
And he looks better on the ball because he's always in the safe position to get the ball.
Yeah. But let's flip it to the City end. Pep. It's hard for that man to get praise, huh?
funny
He
enough,
knows why he's not getting praise from our African brothers out here.
no, funny enough, I think he was talking about this when he was getting praise. It was a couple of weeks ago when they were talking, and then they were saying, you're doing this without a striker, like you're such a hectic manager. And he's like, listen, I give you guys 2 or 3 weeks. You're going to be saying how he didn't have a striker. He's like, it just worked out now, but I know you guys are going to turn on me. So Sky Sports, you guys, I bet money you'll turn on me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Pep is just one of those enigmas that we expect things like this from him. So it's hard to praise him, but you know, like Ronaldo and Messi, basically, we're so used to their standards that we just, you know,
blink that you kind of let it go. Okay, Messi scored 40, but that guy did something he's never done.
Yeah, true.
But you know, it even comes back down to me with Pepe. He's good at what he does. But what I can say, the one difference between this City squad, and I know I'm going to get flack for this because City have hit record points and stuff like that. And I think that's just down to the weakness of the other teams in the league. You know? Okay. This City squad does look beatable at times. It looks very beatable at times. It looks like, hey, if you can get your team sorted out to get at this, not even get at the City squad, to like, you know, understand the way they play, block them in between the lines, and then you impose your football, you can beat them. They did lose just last week or the other week.
To Palace,
To Palace. They're not unbeatable, and you just got to be on the front foot.
Yeah.
As soon as you start taking that fear away from them, especially now that they don't have a striker, this is the best time to strike.
But in fairness, they didn't have a striker last season, and he took the league. Who was their striker last season? Because Aguero was there, sharp, but I mean, he wasn't.
They'll argue Jesus, but Jesus was also kind of taken out of the squad. They were pushing for the Ferran Torres striker. Well, now this year they'll say that it'll be Jesus as, you know, a striker, and then Ferran as a backup striker.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they might not even play any of them and just choose to play Foden. I don't know. Sterling seems to be cut out the picture. So
Man's gonna leave soon, man.
yeah.
But let's go on to another manager, right? A manager who's really seen love and hate in a short space of time, and that's your guys' manager, Mikel Arteta, right? So he comes in, he wins the FA Cup. He's a former captain of the club, wins the FA Cup, so he's loved, right?
Yeah.
Last season, you rolled with the punches with him, right? Like, but that's where the tide started to change, right? The start of this season, 3 losses in the row, there was a lot of middle fingers coming out at him, right?
Yes.
And now, since then, the form has been good. Did you guys jump into the top 4 with that win now against Watford,
5,
right?
I think 5.
Fifth.
Fifth. Because West Ham won.
Yeah. So from a Mikel and obviously taking the game into account, but from a Mikel Arteta perspective, as Arsenal fans, I don't even know who to start with. You all both look nervous and excited. Let me start with you, Uncle Curtis.
Let Uncle Curtis start.
Actually, you've been quite vocal against him. So now, is there anything that's exciting you again, or putting you on his side again?
He's learned a bit. Maybe we were a bit too harsh when he didn't have first team players in the squad. But still, at the beginning of the season, he wasn't playing players in their right positions for certain things weren't clicking. Because beginning of the season, if we started with Niles in midfield, we weren't winning that game. We saw that against Brentford.
Yeah.
We didn't
Was Niles playing that game?
He played one of the early games, but he wasn't in the Partey wasn't in the beginning of the squad.
Yeah. The physicality wasn't there.
You know, now we're looking at the team, we're like, oh, Kaka's not playing. Oh, we can still win games. And that's a huge difference. A key thing, like when we signed Aubameyang years ago, Aubameyang and Lacazette hit it on like a house on fire, man. Like 1-2s worked. Like they just helped each other a lot.
Yeah.
Right? Now only is he playing them together again. Like, why did that change now that these two players can play together again compared to in the past year or so where it's like, nah.
You mean playing them as a front 2?
It's like a number 10 but it was always one striker and then one was off the number 10 role. You know? So it's small things like that where he's changed it and it's like, okay, fine. Lacazette hit a vein of form. Lacazette deserves to start because he gives energy and impetus in my team. And that's what I appreciate about him now. Like when a player is playing well, he will continue playing them irrespective of if his preferred player is coming back into the team. And that's how a football club should be managed. Because why mess up chemistry that works for a player that you favor? Last season, what we were complaining about, why is Willian playing? Like every other week, Willian would lose the ball. And it's like he would force it. This season, I don't see him forcing a player into the team.
Okay.
Nuno Tavares comes into the
Because he was on 200K this time. Yeah.
You know, so it's like, to me, I put it down to two things. Arteta's starting to wisen up a bit. His tactics are good, but he's got the players in that he wants now as well.
Yeah.
Wisen up a bit. And Edu's recruitment.
Yeah.
He got a lot of abuse from the fans. Attacking his family on Instagram, shouting at him in stadiums. We got the youngest squad in the Premier League, and we seem to be competing for top 5, top 6.
Yeah.
So I have to give it up to Edu as well.
Yeah. Mr. Potion, towards a point Uncle Curtis just made in terms of how the squad has changed towards being an Arteta squad, right? If I look at the lineup against Watford, Ramsdale's Arteta, Benjamin, is his name Benjamin?
Yes.
White. Oh, okay. I just know him as Ben White. Okay.
Do you think
Ben
he just
White.
hopped out the womb and they said, you look like a Ben?
Ben White, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, and Tavares is all that guy. Saka is Saka debut under him?
No.
Oh, okay. But Smith Rowe, I'm sure.
But that's Wenger's legacy over there. The youth team over there. That's Wenger's
Sure.
legacy.
But I mean, Saka, Smith Rowe, Maitland-Niles, Lukonga.
Lukonga's him.
Yeah, this feels like an Arteta team. I mean, Lacazette and Aubameyang up front.
Yeah.
But towards the manager and I don't know, are you feeling more confident in him? Are you enjoying
To tell you the truth,
watching your team? I don't know.
no, I am enjoying them. But there's also that part of me that worries that, I mean, this happened last season as well, where we went on a good run of form. And then
I remember actually,
something went wrong. And then we just started drawing, losing the odd game and drawing. And then we'd pick up a win when questions started to be asked. So for his sake, I hope he can keep it up, because the difference between this season and last season is he used to mention, specifics. He wants a specific type of player in each position. So he's gone and bought, all these guys. So it looks like it's working out for him. If it can keep going, then yeah, that's good. He's bought guys that he wants, to do specific roles. He's watched them. They sent out scouts and all that stuff. So maybe the theory about giving him, this season, because basically this is a second full season. Yes, because it's been 2.5 seasons. Maybe that theory might come to light. But all we can do.
Do you believe in it? Do you believe in him? There's the question, and to you both, but you can answer first. Do you believe in him?
I need to see him against the top 6. I.e., we've got,
after 2.5 years.
Huh?
After 2.5 years.
With his new team.
Or 2 years, whatever.
Yes. So basically,
sure.
with his
Okay,
new team, I need to see it. So he's got his full strength side. He's going up against Liverpool. I need to see that. And we're going up against
next week.
Yes.
Or next game.
In 2 weeks, yeah.
Whatever.
So yeah, he's going up against Liverpool. And I think Man United in December sometime. So for me, that'll be the
test.
Can we start to have faith that this is a project that's worth backing?
Okay. Same question to you, Uncle Curtis. Do you believe in this team now? Do you believe in the manager now?
Liverpool next game week when we come back. That's where I judge him, because I'm not going to believe in him to go finish where we fired the other manager for finishing in the first place. 4th. Yeah. He's supposed to take us forward. So,
the manager before him? Or you talking Wenger?
I'm talking Wenger. I don't talk Wenger. So you get what I'm saying? I'm not going to count that.
Yeah.
Because cool, you got us back to where Wenger left us. Now what?
Okay.
So it'll be Liverpool next.
Yeah.
See where we are in December and see if we can kick on from the rest of the season going there. That's the only way I can view it.
Okay, but So granted, I get it. But in terms of where he is now, what's your feelings now? Then
don't get too excited.
Don't get too excited. Yours? Where he is now? Arteta.
My feelings for now, I believe he can get us into Europa.
Yeah.
At this route, we can get into Europa.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
And I feel like I'll take it back. I feel like we're a little bit tough on him.
On Arteta?
Yes.
Yeah.
After the first game.
I agree.
After the Brentford loss. Because now we're starting to see what pedigree Brentford has against the big teams. They show out against the big teams. The little teams, maybe not so much because, they obviously think they can beat them after beating an Arsenal. They look at the small teams and think that. But after we've seen them with the performances of the big teams, I mean, Chelsea celebrated that win like it was against a big opponent.
Yeah.
Because they have plenty of scalps.
Yeah. Like, I want to fight you on the point, but I understand where you're coming from, right?
Yeah.
So, Brentford, newly promoted I think your manager made some mistakes in that game. Definitely.
No, he did.
Definitely.
No.
Like,
don't get me wrong. It's also him underestimating that side.
oh, yeah.
So, I think...
Yeah.
Yeah, he took them lightly, which was his mistake. But yeah, it was a good wake-up call because we're here now.
But yeah, I mean, those 3 losses at the start of the season, I think I even said at the time, it's only really the Brentford one. Because the other one was a loss to City. You expect to lose to City. Who was the other one? Chelsea. Sorry, Chelsea. In my opinion, Chelsea is a better team than you guys, so I'd expect you guys to lose at Chelsea. So it's only really the Brentford game to me that sort of said.
My pride would like to say something else, but yeah, they're better than us
Champions
right
League winners.
No, yeah, they are better than us.
Guys, yeah, I hear you, but sometimes nah, man. That Chelsea squad it's got chinks in it.
Yeah,
it's got chinks.
I genuinely think if we had met them the next week when we started popping off, it might have been a different result.
I totally disagree with you. I think if you meet them this week,
remember we had COVID cases where Sky Sports didn't want to report while our guys are injured.
Okay.
Yes. So
okay.
We had
look. Let's go on to Chelsea, right?
Yes.
Because I mean they have a manager who's come in mid last year, turned them into defensive beasts, given them a Champions League. Started the season quite well. I mean, they're top of the table right now. A couple of points clear. It's very early on. It's too early to say, anything about the table. But I mean, you can't fight being top. 3 points clear. Towards Chelsea and towards Thomas Tuchel, how are you guys feeling? Maybe let me start here. I think from a defensive perspective, they've done really well. I think we've talked a lot about how their goals are coming from defenders, and we're like, how consistent is that, or can you plan for that to be consistent? But if you're a Chelsea fan, or if you're speaking to a Chelsea fan,
I can't say anything.
With their coach, would you say, hey, you guys are in the right hands?
I can't say anything because they're winning. My personal opinion, it will come falling down one day. Reece James is not that great of a player.
What?
He's not that great of a player.
Okay.
He does a good job. He's not that great of a player. He doesn't start for England.
Okay.
Who's in the center of defense?
Center of defense is Rudiger, Thiago Silva, and Azpilicueta.
Thiago Silva is
even
brilliant.
Christensen,
Even Christensen, yeah.
Thiago Silva is brilliant. Rudiger
and 38 or whatever, all these. Yeah.
Rudiger can have an off day. Azpilicueta is 30 what? That man is 38 or whatever.
Oh yeah, he's old.
So
34, 33.
It's working out now, right? But they sold Kurt Zuma. That was a young defender. We're looking at an aging backline, if we're being honest. Especially in the center over there. So what's going to happen when they have to start replacing? It won't be as defensively solid anymore. So they're good, but my biggest problem is they spent close to 100 mil plus on Lukaku, if not more.
Yeah, 90. 90, something like that.
He's not bagging the goals like they expected.
Yeah.
Werner, they spent 50 million plus. He's not banging the goals like they expected.
Yeah.
Conte is not a young man anymore.
Sure.
Jorginho is not a young man anymore. I keep on hearing about this Chelsea academy. Those players are not popping off week in, week out.
Yeah. So tell me then, to a Chelsea, is your fear post the season, or do you have the same fear for the season?
Latter end of the season experience.
Okay.
Because when you even talk about Champions League, to a certain element, I could argue they were deserved winners, yes, because they beat all the teams they needed to beat to get to the top.
Yeah.
But Tuchel was very lucky. in the way. He got that new manager bounce and carried it.
Okay.
He's very lucky in that way, yeah? Because you're not going to argue with me and tell me that he has a more talented squad in Chelsea than he had at PSG. There's no way.
I'd argue that.
I can't argue that.
I'd argue that. As in the top end, yes. Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, no one compares. Verratti. Marquinhos. Di Maria. Never mind. I'm not gonna take that fight. But as a sum of the parts, you know what I mean?
But I'm saying, like, even when you look at the sum of the parts, right?
As
the Chelsea
like overall,
players,
the average, you know?
They good players, man.
Yeah.
To me, they just not. Reece James is not. Whoa, he's blowing me out my. Callum Hudson-Odoi hasn't blown me out of my socks.
Yeah.
Nah. Who else? Mason Mount. I've been hating for. He keeps on proving me wrong. That's the one Chelsea player I can admit he proves me wrong from time to time.
Okay.
These other ones, let's not forget the first half of the season under Lampard.
Okay.
They were terrible.
Yeah.
Nah? And then they got a decent manager, and it's like, just be focused. For all we know, they're going to lose focus in December again now.
Yeah.
So that's why I say it is to worry about, because defending is easy. It's scoring those goals that are hard. Sure. I think that was a Mourinho quote where it's like, hey, Joe, defending is the easy part of football for me.
Yeah.
It's getting that goal in the first place. And
Sure.
when those goals dry up, it's going to be a tough one, man. It's going to be a tough one. You can't replicate what Salah does. You can't replicate what Mane does. And right now, Lukaku should have stayed at Inter for me.
Yeah, look, so Mr. Poe towards Chelsea, towards Thomas Tuchel and how they're doing, how you see them.
For me,
do they have the right manager in place, or do they have a good manager in place? Let's not say the right one, but a good manager.
I think they do have a good manager. And I'm finding it weird that you don't rate him because he got a stamp of approval from your boy, Arsene Wenger.
No. Don't say I didn't rate him. I don't rate the Chelsea squad.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you think
he's a good manager? You got them to perform well.
So you think at some point Chelsea's just going to implode on themselves?
Okay, let me put it this way. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts signing players from next season. And I'm talking squad overall, slowly but surely. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
Because, mate. These players... Does Reece James regularly start for England?
No. Last season was his breakthrough.
And wait, let me also say something about...
recently, in the last 2 years.
Reece James just recently came into the Chelsea squad. He's constantly been in the loan system. He's one of those players. Like a Chalobah.
Yeah, he still fought out Lamptey.
Yes.
And then started to work for his chance. Yeah.
So for me, I find Reece James does his job well.
I think he's a dope player.
No, I like him as a player. He does his job well. Like, that's all I can say about him is he does his job well. That's why every time he finds himself in those opportunities, he scores. He's currently Chelsea's top goal scorer. So...
For real?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you see what I'm talking about? I don't see this going on for much longer.
No, I get you. It kind of feels like these are lucky goals working, that are going in because you're on a hot streak.
You know, that's the thing, man. I know this would be very blasphemous to say, man, but I could argue that Chelsea are like Sheffield United when they came into the Premier League and finished 7th. They outperforming what should actually be happening. And being in a way that
if you
players
look at
are
those
that
XGs and whatnot,
the XGs and stuff, like the players that are
they're outperforming the XG.
I don't know exactly, but when you look at defenders scoring, they're very good defensive. First season, Sheffield United, you couldn't score against them, and then they would get one and they would win, and then you chasing the game, you get hit for 2 and 3. And
it's a weird thing to say about a side that just gave someone 7 this week or last week.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. But like it happens from time to time. Those type of results, like Southampton kept on getting 7s for a while. But to me, it's like there's nothing spectacular about that squad, and I should be raving about that squad when you have Lukaku, Verne, Kante, like a lot of stars. And I'm not raving. I'm not saying
where does them being currently top. Because you're saying you should be raving. I mean, they're currently top. What more should they have done? Their striker should have scored.
Yes.
So they should be further.
I watched Chelsea against Mau.
What? Oh, in the Champions League.
In the Champions League.
Oh.
My boy.
Say that name again.
Mau. I cannot Mau. Yes. Whatever that Swedish name is, man.
Yes.
Guys, Malmo. Who cares, man? I fell asleep, gents. I fell asleep
No,
watching
they're
that
boring.
game.
They're boring, yeah.
They scored 1 against the team that I'm expecting you to put 4 past. The Swedish champions, dog. Or whatever. Come on. With all those, it wasn't a weekend squad. Let's not forget that. Let's not say it was a bunch of under 18s. It was a first team squad that struggled to beat that team down.
Oh, they
won 1-0.
Oh, okay.
1. I was expecting 2-3.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about Chelsea players. What's Kai Havertz doing this season? Squad rotation is what's keeping Chelsea alive.
Yeah.
The hunger for players to get it back into the first team and stuff like that.
How much accountability do you give the manager?
I'm not gonna give him that much accountability yet. I'm gonna judge him on the signings that he did want. Like so far, it looks like he wanted Lukaku. That's who he got.
Yeah.
But this is still Frank Lampard's Chelsea.
Okay.
And I have to give him props for improving Frank Lampard's Chelsea.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the rest of the squad, I have to see. I have to see what he's in January. Does he want another player saying I'm missing 1 or 2 things here?
Okay.
The one thing I'll give about Tuchel is that he's kind of let these guys be.
Yeah.
Like
I hear what you're saying.
It seems as though he came there, he's like, okay, Sharp, this is your strength. Like, okay, I'd like us to play this type of gameplay, but I'm going to analyze your guys' basically strengths.
Yeah.
If you're doing well, I'll put you in. And yeah, I'll keep giving you a try. I'm not gonna cut you out. The only guy I'll say he's cut out completely is the loanee Saul, because it looks like Saul's going back to Atletico in January.
Already?
There's rumors.
But also Saul came there. There's Jorginho, who rightly or wrongly people are saying Ballon d'Or, and there's Kante, who you have to wake up very early to be on the same level as that guy.
Bro, I feel bad for Saul because Jorginho peaked at the right time.
Sure.
Jorginho peaked towards the Champions League finals. And guys thought, this is not going to happen again. I'm assuming that deal was probably in the works for a while. And then he goes into the Euros and does what he did.
Yeah.
And then people thought, nah, that form is not going to transpire into club. So let's just relax. And then he goes and he starts doing the same thing there. Guys like Loftus-Cheek decide to come back from loan and are looking like competent players. Ross Barkley's also there.
He gave Ross Barkley a game.
Yeah.
Hectic.
No, he's
Clearly
been playing.
I didn't watch the game enough of it.
Yeah, so he's been giving the guys at Chelsea a chance. And let's not forget, Saul's requests for transfer are ridiculous.
Yeah.
He currently wants to leave. What's his name? Atletico, and he's asking for big money.
Yeah.
Because
I'll take him at United all day, but I'll take anyone. Right?
Nah, let him. The thing is, this is a nice humbling.
I'll take Steve Lekole.
Yes,
this is a nice humbling.
This is a nice humbling for Saul, because obviously the Barcelona valuators got a hold of him.
Sure.
And said, "Oh, okay, Sharp, you want however much? I don't know how much they offer him.
He's like, I want that money you gave Arda to run.
Yes.
Remember that guy?
Yes. You want that? Sharp, we'll give it to you. Obviously, now the guys are broke, but yeah, that's basically what happened to him. So, yeah.
By the way, towards just before we wrap for part 1, but towards Chelsea being top, Tuchel, good job,
well deserved. Nah? But I don't see Chelsea winning the league this season.
Okay.
Not on that form. But they deserve where they are right now. I cannot take away their performances. I'm just waiting for it to implode.
So you don't see them winning? Do you see them challenging?
Challenging until March.
Okay. So as in when we get to April, May, it's a 2-horse race, right? City, Chelsea.
City, Liverpool. I think Chelsea will still finish top 3.
Okay.
I just don't think they'll be up there.
Mr. Paul, same question. Challenging versus do you see them winning it?
To think...
Because that's the expectation in Chelsea, right?
To tell you the truth, I see them going for it.
Okay.
I see Chelsea going for it. We forget Lukaku's injured.
Right.
And
I still see him near 20. I see him as 20 goals in the Prem.
Tuchel actually complained just before Lukaku got injured that, this guy has been overplayed.
100%.
This guy is tired.
Yeah.
He needs to rest. Guess what happens after that? He gets an injury at some stupid Europa, what is it called? Euro Nations League.
Yeah.
And then, now the guy's out. So, and you can see this is like those muscle injuries. This is not any like,
I'm not going to take that excuse potion. But he's tired. So he's tired at Chelsea, but he can still go bang the goals at Belgium. I'm not taking that excuse.
Do you understand?
I'm tired on Wednesday, and then I go play for my nation on Saturday, and I score.
But wait, you know that the pace in international football is slower than in the Premier League.
I would have given you that excuse if he was scoring in the Champions League. He's not doing it there either.
I'd have to look at his goals while he was still playing.
My boy, that guy scored against Arsenal, and then boom, he disappeared.
In the Prem, it's 7 appearances and 3 goals.
Champions
League, which is not bad.
For me, Champions League.
I don't think he scored in the champ for Chelsea. I'll have a check, but
yes, I think we can check, and then we can maybe talk about it in the second part. But I do genuinely believe that he's had a hard time because of genuine fatigue.
Yeah.
And at international, it's easier. If you're playing against Maldives, not Maldives. Maldives is not a country.
This boy is scoring against France. I'm not going to
Moldova,
play.
sorry.
He was scoring against France.
Yeah.
Let's not play him dirty like that.
Yeah.
He went to a top nation and scored against a top nation.
He's
not Cristiano Ronaldo's stat pattern against Moldova.
I need to look at the stat. Sorry. I'll wrap up. I need to look at the stat of how many international breaks we would have had by now.
Same.
Compared to last year.
Same.
It's the same.
September, October, November.
So
every year, September, October, November.
I'm very curious about that, but that's ridiculous. It feels like there's a lot of them.
Because I know. We'll talk
offline.
Tracking
them now. It's the same, but these 3 game situations. I don't know. Was that last season also?
Last season. Not always 3 games.
Because it used to be the 2 games they play.
But remember, they changed it to say Thursday, Sunday, Tuesday to fit more games in. Because normally it would be the first game, international break. Now your first game is Saturday, and then next week Wednesday.
Yeah, so it would be 2 games, and you're like, now let's fit another one.
Because you off for a whole week.
But away. So guys, if you're a fan of the channel, and if you're becoming a fan of the channel, we like to do part 1 and part 2. That's part 1. Catch us up for part 2. We'll talk about the rest of the league and some other things. Uncle Curtis hasn't given us beauty tips yet, so we still need all that.
There's no beauty tips. I'm at Sun City.
Catch you down part 2.
Right.
Away.